Good morning, and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy Show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, guys, we're talking about rich by enriching, how we can be rich, become rich, manifest wealth, richness by enriching the lives of others, giving, serving, being of service to those in our family, communities, and spheres of influence, and how that will lead to heightened productivity, as you'll see in a second, but also basically enriching yourself as well. So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. And allow me to say a few words about myself in case you're new to the show. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a Theory of American Literatures. I'm the board president of the World Stage, a great nonprofit here in LA's Crenshaw District. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are oftentimes surprised to hear that kind of productivity when they learn about my crazy background. I am the product of a young girl who was assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee. And at the time, though, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD at his cool. Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, I know many people can. Because that's what basically inspires this show, because I know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So thanks for joining us today. Let's dive in. So, guys, we're talking today about, let me also say, if you're enjoying the show, please subscribe, become a subscriber, and holla, and we'll holla back. So, we're talking today about being rich, right, via enriching others' lives. And so, point one is that it's okay to desire to be rich, to be wealthy. That's okay. For many of us, because we were raised in an environment where we're taught that money is evil, money is the root of all evil, and we live in a world in which a lot of people who have been wealthy have done a lot of terrible things. If you're African American, especially, I mean, our bodies were sold as products. I mean, we were capitalized, all right, literally commodified. So our relationship oftentimes in the black community is one that's complicated around issues of wealth and riches. But I'm here to tell you, being rich is okay. Being rich just gives you options. And although our show, of course, talks about what we call it whole wealth, being rich in relationships, being rich in love, being rich in health. You want to be healthy, especially during crazy COVID-19, especially in the age of 45. Oh my goodness. You want to be healthy because they're not looking out for you, obviously, that's for sure. And also making that Skrilla, making that money, making those greenbacks all day, right? Because that money, riches, wealth, it gives you options. Mumbling. I was listening to a story yesterday about the COVID vaccine, right? And so the world's wealthy nations, they pre-ordered the vaccines, right? 40 million vials, I think is what we have coming towards us in the U.S. Whereas other nations, poor nations, even the folks who are in the frontline workers in poor nations are not going to be able to have the vaccine. I know people have different understandings and attitudes about the vaccine. I want to see it work on some other people, myself first, but I'm getting vaccinated. I'm not going to be out here letting the COVID hop on me. But I get people's concerned about it, and I'm going to certainly do my due diligence. But I'm planning to get vaccinated. I'm not going to be out here, catching the Rona. So I get that, but still, the idea that poor nations won't be able to get the vaccine, even for those who are in ardent need, that's a problem, right? It's not right. And we can't wait entrust on the moral underpinnings of other people who've not shown an ability to be immoral as it, for example, relates to African American people. If you're African American, you know what of which I speak. If you're not, you probably have heard about it, right? So I'm just saying, practically being rich is good. That's point one. Point two is you can be rich and be wealthy, and be ethical at the same time. That's my absolute attitude. You know, you can have an attitude of enriching others. You can be about your paper, be about your money, and at the same time be able to enrich others. That takes at times more creativity, honestly, but absolutely can be done. That's my story, so I know it's possible. Which goes right into point three. As you have an attitude of enriching yourself by enriching others, that will inspire other people to do the same. And you begin to create a cyclical enrichment process where the people around you in your spheres of influence are enriching each other. And that circle begins to cycle out like the waves created by dropping a pebble in a still body of water, like a lake. It begins to expand. And your circle of influence begins to grow. And the folks who you're helping to enrich begins to grow. Then it, because it is a circle, it comes back eventually towards you, and boom goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you when next? Oh, we'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.